You may notice that as you hear these words, your unconscious might already begin, wondering how quickly change becomes inevitable. The moment you stop trying and simply absorb, because let's suppose you forgot who you were for just a moment, and remember instead who you could become. The version of you who already knows how to stay calm in chaos, already learned the language of their nervous system, already made peace with patterns that once stirred storms. Now simply ripple and vanish, because the code has changed. You've been running a system. That's all, a pattern, a loop. What once was called neuroticism, simply energy misunderstood. Energy misapplied, misnamed, misdirected. What if you could reclaim that energy, bend it, reshape it, repurpose it? Because now you can, not by force, but by design. Let's play. There once was a sculptor who stared at a block of marble and saw nothing but chaos, cracks, fractures, noise. But another saw the form within and began to carve gently, not to destroy, but to reveal. You too are not broken. Your unshaped brilliance, and the tools, their words, beliefs, breath, awareness. Each moment you breathe deeper now. You chisel away the noise. And here's the trick. What looks like anxiety is often just misnamed intensity. When you stop calling it fear, it becomes fuel. So say this quietly to yourself now. I'm not anxious, I'm attuned. I'm not neurotic, I'm high resolution. I'm not overwhelmed, I'm awake, because you are, and now you know. Deep in the mountains, a traveller stumbled into a cave, dark, damp, dreaded. But instead of fear, he paused, breathed, listened. Inside the silence was something ancient whispering. Everything you fear is just trying to help. You see, even the racing thoughts have good intentions. They're saying prepare, plan, prevent. But now, instead of obeying them blindly, you lead them. Because the part of you that worries is actually the part that cares the most. I just forgot who's in charge. So reclaim it with breath, with belief. Install the new code. Worry means I care. And I choose peace anyway. Tension means there's energy, ready to be relocated. I'm the conductor now. The storm dances to my rhythm. What used to consume you now completes you. A monk feels the same surge of adrenaline that you do. He just labels it as awakening. You can too. A fighter feels the same tightness in his chest, but he calls it focus sharpening. You now will too. A performer feels that exact same buzzing mind, but he names it readiness to shine. And your unconscious is learning this already. So now you might begin to breathe in trust and exhale tension. See each thought as data, not danger. Convert self-doubt into self-direction. Turn panic into presence. Because you can. And every time you notice an old thought trying to claim its place, you can simply smile, because it means you're updating. And every flicker of fear is now a signal, a spark, reminding you that you're alive, aware, aligned. And as your unconscious decides now whether to upgrade quickly or slowly, you'll begin living as someone who always knew how to come home to calm, even when you didn't know you knew, until you did. You don't have to believe this yet. You can just act like someone who already does. Which, as you know, leads to believing, and believing leads to becoming, and becoming leads to forgetting the problem ever existed. Because what you label your issue now becomes your initiation. You are the calm presence, the centered mind, the resilient creator, the emotional alchemist, the joyfully curious one who no longer flinches when life flares up. And just by pretending you remember, you are. Was it ever anxiety? Or is it simply the call to mastery, a signal saying there's more of you to unlock? Maybe the more you tried to suppress it, the more it screamed, because it wanted to evolve. Not to leave you, but to lead you. And now you've listened, it softens into stillness. So as your nervous system reorganizes, and your old identity gently dissolves, you may notice something subtle. There's nothing to fix, only to free. There's nothing to stop, only to steer. Every trace of what once was neurotic is now redefined as raw creative power, organized, harmonized, rewired, reclaimed, and ready. Welcome to the operating system. You're already running it. Isn't it interesting how easy it becomes when you forget to struggle and remember we were always meant to be?